Hi, I'm Dr. Dyan Haspel-Johnson, and it's time for my weekly sleep tip. So I've been starting to talk about the different ways that we process information. Dominantly, that's auditory, so what we hear, and also what we think. Visual, so what we see, and how we see things, and kinesthetic or sensory. Touch, sensation, feelings, things like that. There are other ways of processing information like smell and taste and things like that, but the dominant ways are auditory, visual, and more sensory. And though it's really interesting to learn what things you feel comfortable processing, how you are more comfortable processing, and what areas are a little less comfortable for you. Now, from my point of view, as a hypnotherapist, that's really relevant because the access point for hypnosis is the dominant system or systems. And the deepest trance state is actually the least comfortable system. So for example, let's say some people are maybe more visual. Maybe they think in terms of the things that they see, and maybe also auditory, right? So that person might also be really comfortable with what they hear and think about, and really kind of more comfortable in a way in their head. Let's say that person is least comfortable in terms of sensory things. Maybe that person's not particularly athletic, isn't so comfortable learning new dance moves or taking a hike, for example, and isn't as steady on their feet. So a person like that, they may have some difficulty navigating some things, and in terms of pain, it might be really uncomfortable for them, or they might not know how to connect those kinds of symptoms, or maybe they kind of override those symptoms, for example, and they just sort of put those things aside and they get in their head and they override it. Well, that can have certain impacts on the nervous system, right? So it's really important to understand about yourself how you process information. And for me, when I'm designing hypnosis and self-hypnosis for people, I think a lot about that. I want to cover actually all my bases. So for example, in the Deep and Easy Sleep Self-Hypnosis set that I designed for people for helping them to sleep, I was very specific about how I used each one of those systems to help people to override some of the spinning thoughts and to get into a comfortable place in their body to help support the natural sleep rhythm and the rhythm of energy. And so it's going to be a really important thing for you to begin to understand how those different things work. So in the coming weeks, I'm going to talk specifically, starting next week, on about auditory, visual, and kinesthetic, and how you can identify each one of these things, and then how you can begin to learn these things about yourself and how you can use them to help you relax, especially when you're getting into bed, and especially when you have something that's going on in your life, so it can help you relax, okay? And you can check the link in my profile if you are interested in learning more of my favorite sleep tips. Okay? Sweet dreams.